And hello, what's up, everybody? Welcome to FSP episode number 41. We are back. Yeah, we're back. We had a week off.
I think we had 2 weeks off FSP.
Yeah, 2 weeks off of this show, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's hard to keep track, sometimes. But yeah, it's been a while. I know we've haven't had a tidbits in a while. We haven't had any game reviews in a while. And oh my god, I forgot to even look at the results of our reviews for the game that we're supposed to be reviewing on this show. So I got to do that while we're live here, which I will do. But thanks to the chat, everybody, and apologize that we didn't have any shows last week. Got tied up with some family stuff and everything, obviously with the holiday week. But glad to be back here. We obviously was shorthanded today. Psycho, shout out to him in the chat. He's still out of town. Getting back tomorrow, I think he said. And then also 3-Bit can't be here this week as well. He said he'll be here next week, so we'll see if that actually happens or not. Shout out to 3-Bit as well. But hey, chat, you guys rock. Thanks for always being here. See my wife in the chat. I love the wife, Caitlin. Thanks, baby. Tuku Nagula, what's up? Tony Grasso, always hanging out. Talos Ray, what up, what up? RSJ fan, DeathLordStrong, Dakota, WhySoSerious, RazorNZ. All you guys are freaking awesome. Appreciate you hanging out. And let's get to this panel. Amazing group of guys here, as always. The always fuzzy one, Fuzzy Belvedere, who is a little under the weather, he says. So, well, he's hanging in there, though.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? Glad to be here with you guys. Man, been a while, but man, just a lot of good games coming up here in these next few days, and even more games even after that. So this year is going to end pretty strong with a lot to play, and man, just been having fun with my usual games. Division, Forza, and, some Insurgency Sandstorm, which, by the way, Game Pass tomorrow. Yay.
Yeah, I think it's live now, actually. I think I saw him tweet that it's actually there.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. I know you've been like playing the shit out of that for a long time, Fuzzy. But you mentioned Forza. I booted up Forza this morning for the first time in forever, and I had like so many fucking wheel spins, dude. I guess because like they keep giving them as gifts.
Yeah, that's if you have the highest mansion price, like if you bought the highest mansion, you get one every like week or whatever month.
Right. So I had like 30 wheel spins at least. the super ones too, like the good ones.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Any good cars out of the deal, or?
I got a few. I got like 3 or 4 like of the legendary ones. I got one of the Forza themed ones, that have like the purple with like the Forzathon ones, and then I got lots of money and stuff. Nice. But yeah, there was total probably like 20 cars I unlocked at least. It is nuts. So it was pretty cool.
Forza is good with updates and prizes and things. Not a lot of grinding. I mean, there is some grinding if you want some of the rarest cars, but it's always awesome to open it up, have a wheel spin, get a car you like, try it out, win some more cars and money. So yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, it's still a good game. It's really fun. I kind of got sucked into it this morning when I was playing. But yeah, also Insurgency Sandstorm, you put a lot of hours into that. So I think that's something that's going to surprise some people because it's kind of like a title, like, what the hell is that? But it's in Game Pass, so I think a lot of people are going to try it. And if people have you on their friends list, Fuzz, they see you playing that a lot.
Yeah, they can definitely join in. Now, I mainly play co-op. I don't do as much the PvP. I kind of suck at PvP. But the co-op, it's a 8-player co-op. You basically can clear buildings, clear rooms. You also could destroy like weapons caches and things like that. And then usually the last part is basically defend against a large wave of enemies at the end. It's fun. If you play it tactical, it goes by even smoother, but you could play it loosely. But the drawback is sometimes you wind up doing like a team wipe or something like that. But it's
every now and then those AI cheat and they'll headshot you just across the room.
Yeah, it's like 360 no scope. It's like they didn't even raise their rifle and how did I die? They're a little bit better now. They kind of made it so they don't see through smoke as well as they used to. So they've definitely done some updates to kind of help things along, add some more cosmetics, some more weapons. That finally they add the M60 in there, which was asked for a while. And man, it'll definitely. I'm hoping it'll surprise a lot of people and get people hooked on it, just like it got me hooked on it. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's
see.
very tactical, like realistic style shooter. Kind of reminds me of like some of the older school Clancy games. You know, the old school Rainbow Six, a little bit. Not the third person like Vegas and stuff, but you know, when the pure first person Rainbow Six shooters back in the day. It reminds me a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Hey Jasper, what's up, dude?
Hey,
You have a good week?
kind of. My internet was shitting out the whole week, so I bought Pokemon and I've been playing that. And then when my internet was working, I was playing Overwatch
Yeah.
2, finished the battle pass on that, and then continuing the grind on Modern Warfare, trying to get all the guns gold.
If you want to play a console where you're like back in time and an age without internet, then the Switch is probably the thing to get, right?
Well, that's like the only console you can play stuff offline now without having to do an internet check.
Right. Yeah. So if you live where Jasper lives and your internet shits out all the time, you need to own a Switch. It's foolproof, right? So but I heard that Pokemon had a lot of performance issues and stuff.
I mean, it's the Switch. I don't know what people like. I'm not expecting 120 FPS game.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Are you gonna? So I gotta ask you this because you got The Witcher 3. You said for the Switch and not the Series X or the or not the Xbox or the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And they're updating even the Switch version of it. And you were actually seemed semi excited about that instead of actually copying.
Like, I don't care about The Witcher. I picked it up because I never played The Witcher before, and I was like, whatever. I'll just check it out. And then it's just like, I don't care.
They are remaking the first game as well, and like it said it's gonna be fully open world, which is gonna be pretty cool. And that's gonna be an Unreal Engine 5. So, The Witcher is something that's really cool. I remember playing the old original game, like the CRPG on PC, and nobody really knew what The Witcher was. And I was like, this is a pretty cool game, you know, but my PC was janky as hell and could barely play it. But then Witcher 2 kind of became a little bit more mainstream, and Witcher 3 exploded, right? But I'm really looking forward to diving back into the whole series again. So I can't wait for that update. December the 14th, I think, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I think the chat cares. I think the chat's ready for The Witcher 3 to be remade again. I'm excited for it. So let's see. We got a big month of games here. So we're gonna get into that kind of before tidbits because this is a big week. I would say it almost is up there with like any week in November, or even October as well. Like, and usually December is kind of like, don't release games in December because it's not gonna do well. I remember a lot of people saying that because it's like after Black Friday and everything. But I think there's gonna be some games here that take a lot of people by surprise and are going to become hits. So I'm excited for this month. But I do want to also talk about ABK and all this kind of stuff. Before we get to that, say hello to a few more people in the chat. So to FocusActive. Shout out to FSP alum Phasma. How's it going, Phasma? Wilfred Rosario is there.
For me, I was thinking, never mind. I thought FocusActive was like a dev studio team. I was like,
no.
What the?
Okay. Focus Home Entertainment is in the chat, everybody. So WhySoSerious of James X. How's it going? Yeah, you guys, J Mac. Shout out to J Mac as well. I saw he posted a little video on Twitter. It was cool. He said he was high on the video, but it was a shout out to you, man. It's awesome. All right, so I want to get into this ABK thing, you know, but now obviously we talk about ABK a lot and people get sick of it. And honestly, I don't even know. I don't want to make too much of a big deal about any of the stuff that's coming out right now because I honestly feel like a lot of the big news media and stuff, this is such a big thing. And they realize how much attention the ABK thing is getting from people that don't normally click on their articles or read their articles and stuff. And I feel like they're just kind of clickbaiting us a lot. And there's a lot of like sources say, or we have according to people familiar with blah blah blah, that kind of stuff, right? And this is all unsubstantiated stuff. They also are vaguely making like they're purposefully choosing vague words and things to like just kind of throw people off, I think. And but one of these articles was about the FTC is likely to sue Microsoft, or they're preparing to sue Microsoft over the ABK deal. Did y'all have a chance to see that, or Hogue Law's video about that?
Yeah. I mean, I guess part of it, like in watching Hogue's video, it makes sense that they would leak that if it was kind of like a planned leak, or however you want to say, a controlled leak to some extent, to get Microsoft to the table. But I think they've always wanted to be at the table to kind of get this going through. I don't think the FTC would really have that strong of a footing if they were to take it to court.
Yeah.
Almost like with the whole deal when they tried to take Amazon to court, and it was like, all right, we'll take you up on that. And they had to withdraw. So I think it would be a similar situation for the FTC with this, with Microsoft and Activision. Sure, they have their agendas against, tech companies and whatnot, and so on and so forth. But I don't think that this is really where they need to, put their flag in the sand type of thing.
Yeah.
Not with this transaction, but it's it's to be expected that they're going to do something to kind of hinder or slow down the process to make it look like they're, earning their pay kind of deal. But I don't think there is as much merit, like even from what Hogue was saying, based on the way the laws are now, that it's not something that would really, go beyond an appeal or anything along those lines. Like if they take it to court, they lose, they appeal it, it's probably going to get either thrown out, or if it even makes it to Supreme Court, it would probably get shut down, considering. But yeah, as far as the FTC's claim, not Microsoft's, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the article was purposefully just full of a bunch of bullshit.
That's why I'm kind of at the point where like I don't even believe half of it anyway, because like these people like shouldn't even know what's going on anyway, because it's supposed to all be internal.
So who are the sources familiar with the what's going on?
Either that, or there's like serious leaks within the FTC.
Exactly, which would be a problem in and of itself, right? Because if you're like leaking stuff to the press, and the press is out there making articles about it, potentially swaying public opinion, or like consumer opinions about I don't know. It's just not a good look to the FTC. It's not a good look to everything. And now all of a sudden there's this huge discussion about it. The FTC is going to sue Microsoft. It's like people jump to that already. But if you actually read the article, it like contradicts itself throughout that article, right? It's like almost like, but like they haven't even actually gotten to that point of even getting to the point of even seeing if they have enough information to sue Microsoft yet, or so it's kind of like, are they actually, like, the clickbait headline is what I'm getting at, is like preparing to, or are they just seeing if they have enough there to do it, right? And I think that's more of like personally where I think they would be. Like they're posturing using potentially leaked stuff to the press or whatever, and also kind of putting the hints out there to Microsoft, hey, we're gonna go big on this, don't mess with us, you better bring your concessions, right? You better bring your A game with this concessions to this deal, and really take care of these issues, because if not, we're gonna sue. And I feel like that's just the energy they're probably trying to put out there. And I think a lot of it's just posturing and stuff. And I think that Microsoft was going to potentially,
it's also
willing to
like
come to the
that's
table
how
anyway.
Media
right?
kind of works now, where they're like you make the headline like negative, so like people click on it and be like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
And then you get them in there. So it's like that's kind of just what they're doing. I feel like just like put the worst news out there, and then to go in, it's like, oh, that's not actually happening. It's like,
Yeah, so you got to
whatever.
wonder who's the sources familiar with the deal. You know what I mean? Or like it's just, I mean, Microsoft wouldn't put that out there. You know what I mean? ABK wouldn't put that out there. So who's left? Who's the other party? Is the FTC? Well, Activision's coming to Politico and saying, "Oh, we think the FTC is going to sue us." So, yeah, I don't think so. You know, Microsoft going to them saying, "I think FTC is preparing to sue us." Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't feel like that's the energy they would want out there in the public. So it doesn't make sense that it would be them. Therefore, the only other rats out
Unless
there is the
unless there's
FTC.
some like intern working for some like lawyer that's like, yeah, I
Yeah,
want to get my own clout, and it's like, I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Or like it's some like teenager whose dad works for the FTC, and like he hears the discussion, like he's like keeps snooping, you know, and he's like, "Hey, my dad works for the FTC, and I think they're gonna sue," you know. It's just interesting, man. I think that a lot of the articles are honestly just a lot of nothing, you know, just a lot of nothing right now. I also saw an article from VGC today that Microsoft is ready to offer concessions to the EU, right? And again, like there's no sources, no, like where is this coming from? Now, obviously, that would make sense. And remember last week when they extended the deadline and everybody freaked out? You know, it was like,
Yeah.
hey, they're taking too much time. We talked about, hey, there's probably a deal on the table. There's something they got to review. That's probably where this is coming from. I'm assuming that this has already been an ongoing discussion or something going on there. And I feel like maybe the EU is a little bit further along with that potentially. And with the discussions are more positive if they're actually to the point of offering concessions, which one of them was supposed to be, according to VGC, a 10-year licensing deal for Call of Duty to PlayStation. What does that mean exactly? Licensing deal. Is that just mean like they can put Call of Duty on PlayStation, or is that because when people say licensing deal, that I think of like Star Wars and EA or like things like
I
that.
just feel like that it means that PlayStation, if they want it, they have to buy like for 10 years, they just have to buy like a certain amount of like, they have to put up money up front and be like, hey, we want this to come to our platform. Like here's $700 million and we get it for 10 years or whatever. Like they license it out like that.
Right. But there'll probably no exclusive type stuff or marketing or anything like that, I would assume. Unless that's what they were trying to concede, like go ahead and say, hey, you can still brand it as a PlayStation thing. Is that a thing? I don't see how they would do that either. It's just weird to think using the term licensing deal on that. But maybe I don't know the legalities.
What other term would you use though?
I don't know. Like, is it like, does a game get licensed if it goes onto a platform? Is that a license? Like, if let's say that Microsoft puts out, like Minecraft is on PlayStation, right? So, do they have a licensing deal for Minecraft on PlayStation, or do they just like put Minecraft on PlayStation?
I guess that also depends on the publisher, whatever the publisher wants to do. Like, they could just give it to them.
Yeah, I mean, like if I were to make a game and put it on PlayStation, do I sign a licensing deal with PlayStation, or I don't know. I don't know how that works. Somebody in the chat, if you make video games and put them on platforms, please let me know if you have to sign a licensing deal in order to do so. The licensing deal, I would think, would be a guarantee to put the game on the platform. But licensing to me usually means that a brand usually has the rights to use the content, right? So
I would think that licensing would mean that PlayStation has to pay for it to get access to that. Whereas like Minecraft, for example, like Microsoft could just put it on there. Like PlayStation wouldn't have to pay for it. If Microsoft decides just to put it on the PlayStation platform, all they got to do is sign like whatever the terms PlayStation agrees to host it on their platform. They don't have to like that.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It's just interesting,
It's like weird terminology for, hey, you can play it or you can have it on your system. It
is very like different for this situation, and it kind of threw me off a little bit when I saw that. But I guess it makes sense because this is a unique situation, right? They're trying to come up with a deal that's going to appease these regulators, right? When something they were going to do anyway, now they have to actually potentially offer up some kind of a contract, you know? So, that's licensing for me just doesn't fit as much. It's like, example, like, hey, the Marvel license, like Lord of the Rings is licensed, and like WB had the exclusive license to Lord of the Rings for a while for video games. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It just doesn't like doesn't jive with my mind on how this works. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think concessions were always expected, so it's not surprising though.
If it's like maybe it's like a thing where they're like for 10 years, like we'll give you like $3 billion now, and we can have this for like get guaranteed for 10 years. Like maybe it's something like that. So they licensed it for their platform for 10 years for like $3 billion.
Right. So they get $3 billion of PlayStation's money for licensing it to PlayStation. That's something they were going to put on PlayStation anyway.
Yeah. Because PlayStation is like, it's no guaranteed that we're going to get the game. Microsoft would steal it from us. So
that
Microsoft's
would be the biggest coup ever, like from Microsoft. Hey, we're gonna make you fucking pay for the game that we're gonna put on your platform anyway. That's great.
Well, their first offer was inadequate for a 3-year extension of the current deal. So they're like, hey, you want it? You got to fucking pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, but I honestly don't know how that's gonna go. I would say I would expect PlayStation to pay a lot of money for marketing rights or for the game to be in PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
But not just to be on the platform. Right? I mean, like, is that a thing that happens in gaming? Like, we got to pay you to actually put your game on the platform?
Well, the only reason I say that is because, like, PlayStation was at first, like, the deal's inadequate. And, like, if we don't have Call of Duty, it's going to fail. So, like, maybe Microsoft's like, these dumb motherfuckers, we can just get them to pay for it.
Well, but, okay, so look at if you're, like, one of these regulators. Like, I don't know. I don't think that forcing PlayStation to pay for the ability to have the game on the platform will jive with them, because that's like abuse of the ownership of the IP at that point by Microsoft in a way. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, what would PlayStation have to pay to get Microsoft to release Halo on a PlayStation? Would that be like something they would pay Microsoft for to bring it over? It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It's interesting.
I wish we knew more about how the whole Minecraft thing is like situated. Like, I know, what was it, Notch, I think, requested that it remain everywhere or something along those lines, and that's always been the case. So if something like that was, I guess, rewritten today, do they even really need to say the 10-year deal, or does it just say, okay, it's going to stay there as long as there's a market for it?
Yeah.
But the 10-year would be like something at least in writing, so they can't like do a 180, 2 weeks down the road or 2 years down the road or something.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's like the licensing deals, like, hey, yeah, you have the rights to put Call of Duty on PlayStation. It's like a guaranteed license or something. I don't know. Because I mean, this is something that we're going to do anyway, and we all talked about the chess move that Microsoft was playing with this all along. Making this deal all about Call of Duty to the regulators is like the easiest concession for them to make, because it's something they were going to do anyway, right? It's just about putting it into some kind of make-believe contract type thing that's never been done before with something like this, that's going to appease everybody and make them feel like they won something. So all this talk about lawsuits and stuff like that, if they're going in the direction of Call of Duty as the reason why, I think that's a huge loss, right? They have no ammunition there whatsoever. What I am curious about,
this could just be just like a legal way to have a guarantee for Microsoft to be like, see, we're guaranteeing that PlayStation will have it for 10 years. Like, this is just the legal way of saying that, instead of just Phil Spencer saying, yeah, I told Jim we would give him 3 years or whatever. So it's like the official way to do it.
Like, because PlayStation did say we don't trust Microsoft to do that or whatever because of this and other stupid reasons. I am curious about the FTC though, because the CMA and the EU, we've actually had like a lot of stuff made public. you know, about what their issues were. FTC, not so much. Right? We haven't seen a lot of stuff out there from the FTC and stuff that's been very like tight-lipped and stuff. And I wonder if they're in the same boat where their main challenge is Call of Duty, or if they're looking more at some of the other things. And the other things are what I always thought would potentially cause the bigger problem with the deal, not Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a stupid, easy thing that's just going to get people riled up and draw attention to it for people to grandstand and propaganda all this bullshit out there. But like, if they really wanted to try and make a stink about this, it would be tied to subscriptions and the cloud and like domination in certain markets, keeping other people from competing in those avenues on consoles and stuff like that, which is like still all BS. But I feel like FTC, maybe if they were to sue, it wouldn't be over Call of Duty. It would be over something else surprising. Right? So that's the one thing I would watch out for. I was watching Hoag's video, and the way he broke down about also, you know, the whole Facebook thing, Meta, and that VR workout app company they tried to buy, the VR gym company or whatever, you know, that FTC ended up blocking and suing them over, was very strange, you know, that they were able to get away with doing that, like just a $400 million acquisition over a workout app company.
That's weird.
It is weird.
I didn't know about that, but that seems like it should go through because who the hell cares?
Exactly.
I think there's more to the story only because I think this is where it could actually get the FTC in legal trouble. It's like there's almost like this built-in hatred for Facebook, which I know a lot of people joke about it and stuff, but they are reviewing the Instagram and WhatsApp purchase a few years ago. So that was like a shot across the bow. It's like, no, you can't have this workout thing. And by the way, we're investigating Instagram and stuff. So it's like, I think that's why Zuckerberg didn't bother fighting it. I mean, he could have probably fought it and won, but he kind of knows that the Instagram and WhatsApp one might be a tougher battle.
Yeah, he's got bigger problems and stuff right now to worry about. It's like, for me, I saw the same thing, and it's like, is it worth them like fighting over that too big? And maybe they just were like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, we'll just do our own thing, you know. But in that block deal, I mean, they technically don't block, they sue or whatever. But in that blocked deal, it was mainly about that Facebook not creating their own app and instead buying one, right? And what Hoag was saying is like the FTC could potentially, if they were to use the same weird way of thinking, which is not to the letter of the law or anything, like what makes you say a company has to start from scratch instead of buying another company, like it's like doesn't make sense. But his thinking in his video, which I watched today, was really good, was that they could make the same case against Microsoft with mobile gaming and King, right? Like they're purchasing ABK to get into the mobile space, right? And they don't currently operate in that space. But here's where I defer on that and or argue against that is all the publishers and everybody out there that were asked those questions, you know, from the FTC and other people of like, is mobile gaming a different business, right? They said, no, gaming is all one business. And also mobile gaming and console gaming and PC gaming are all converging right now in a weird way. Like it's all becoming one bigger entity. Instead of you had a lot more games playable on different devices. And now you can play console games on your mobile device and all these different things. So in a way, like Xbox already is in mobile gaming because you can play games on your fucking mobile device, right? Like you don't necessarily have to go to the App Store.
Mobile games before, so
yeah, they have too. So in that sense, you know, maybe they're making a bigger play in mobile for sure, but it's not something they haven't messed with, right? So it's all interesting. I think again, a lot of these articles are a little bit clickbaity, and we're all still.
Yeah, but the game changer today was that Serbia can pass it. You know, so.
Serbia. I was going to move to Serbia because the regulators make sense. Serbia, Jamaica, and what was the other one? There's one more. Was it Brazil?
Saudi
yeah,
Arabia
Brazil.
and
Was it Brazil?
Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, Brazil, and Serbia today.
Serbia. Didn't Jamaica approve it or something?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Hey.
Not sure.
Rastafari. I don't know. Not sure, but maybe they did. But anyway, there's a handful that have, you know, the big three still: FTC, EU, CMA.
I mean, the big three have already passed it, but
they can only release in those territories.
Yeah.
You know, Call of Duty is only exclusive to Serbia, and what were the other ones again? I can't.
Saudi Arabia
and
Brazil.
Yeah, that's how like. No disrespect to my Serbian, Brazilian, and Saudi Arabian friends out there, you know, but yeah, I can't even remember the regulator groups that approved it, even though it was just said to me. So, yeah, we'll see where it goes. For me, honestly, this still is in line always with what the expectations were.
Yeah,
nothing has changed.
They said it wasn't going to be done till early next year or whatever, so we still got.
And we always knew there's going to be some challenge for concessions and all these kind of things, right? Too, and it's still just what the process seems like it's in now. So, I don't know. I honestly feel like it's a bunch of making bigger deals out of things than they need to be made out of with a lot of the articles and stuff. And I think it's just because of clicks and people know that this is really entertaining stuff, and they're getting attention from places that, like, a lot of gamers don't usually go to Politico.com, you know, but now they did, you know. Oh, Politico said this. Politico's legit because, you know, I can tell you one other Politico article ever. Honestly, I don't know, you know, like I don't read that stuff. So.
I mean, it's drawing in new users because people care about their Call of Duty or their Candy Crush, and they're like, what's going to happen to it?
Yeah. So you got like the Call of Duty, like proximity chat stuff. You hear people talking about fucking Politico articles now when you're playing Warzone.
Well, I think they'll probably say something racist about proximity chat.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Man, there's so much racist shit in Warzone. Like the game chat too. I don't know if there's a way to turn off the text chat, but for some reason, anytime you go into a Warzone match, the text chat just says like, press 1 for racist. And I don't even know what that means. But all of a sudden you see all these ones start showing up and it like just all over the place in Warzone. It's crazy. It's almost like the Halo 2, Halo 3 days and like Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, the old school ones. Insane. But I will say I would like I love crossplay, but I would like them to force PlayStation users to turn off their microphones because I think they all use the damn in controller mic.
Yeah,
it is horrible.
The thing is, like, there's kind of a meta going around with that right now. Like for PlayStation people, if you have the controller on and you just have your fan on, it's going to pick it up through the controller. And if you have proxy chat and you can hear that, you can't hear their footsteps because all you're going to hear is their fucking fan. So you don't know where they're coming from. So it's like...
So they're like using their shitty microphones as a way to cheat the system.
To hide their footsteps, yeah.
It's so ridiculous, man. All I can hear, there's like about 10 seconds. If you have proximity chat or in-game chat on, there's about 10 seconds, like when you're loading up the game, where all 152 players' mics come through at the same time. And it is the most insane sounding thing ever.
Yeah, they said they patched that, like, I think a couple days ago.
Okay, good. Because that was so ridiculous, dude. Hearing 152 ridiculous voices and, like, songs and kids yelling to their moms for chocolate milk and all this stuff, like, at once. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, I need to figure out a way to turn off PlayStation's microphones and also the in-game chat, the text chat.
Well, I don't know about text chat, but I know like before the match starts, I think you hit left trigger and it says mute lobby, and it just
Yeah, I just turned it off altogether, but I would like to have proximity chat on, like to an extent, you know. Although I turn it off when I'm streaming.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, it's Call of Duty and you never know what's gonna be said. Yeah, shout out to Lord Roughness, hit us with a £5 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. He said it's all too late. The casuals saw the news on the purchase of ABK, so before the COD launch, they made the switch to play COD on Xbox right now. Yeah, he's talking about it came out from some articles today. I don't even remember what article it was. It was Washington something. It wasn't the Washington Post. It was like the Washington something. That like Xbox basically just absolutely dominated Black Friday.
Yeah, I think it was the VGC charts or whatever. I think it said like 460,000 Xboxes are sold or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta find the freaking thing again. Because there was one poorly written article that linked back to the Washington article, and I don't even know if they linked back to somewhere else. But yeah, they were basically saying like there was no PlayStation consoles in the top 5 of items or whatever for Black Friday. Like Xbox dominated.
I think
Xbox
PlayStation still outsold more this week though.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Like globally, I don't know.
Globally,
about,
yeah.
Like, just yeah.
And the surprising thing is it was the Series X and not the Series S. Is what they said, unless they just mistyped it because they don't know what they're doing.
Know the difference between the consoles,
right? So yeah, I'm not sure, but like they said the Series X, and they mentioned paired with Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's like the top holiday thing is an Xbox and Call of Duty. Do you almost like feel like this article was like motivated so the regulators could see it or something like that? It almost feels that way, right?
Possibly. I'm wondering if they held if PlayStation withheld some inventory just because.
Oh,
I mean that would have been the time to get it out.
They talked about before how they had like 400% more PlayStations ready for the holiday season or whatever. But why not dominate Black Friday then? Is it because they're still $550 potentially?
I think
because Xbox is going to raise the price when they acquire Activision.
I saw
right?
Destin on Twitter. He posted. He said he went into a GameStop and they had both Xbox and PlayStation there. He's like the first time they've ever had both consoles in store.
That's interesting. So yeah, this article says the Xbox Series X beat the sales of merchandise toys like the cartoon character Bluey. I don't know what that is. Can somebody tell us who the Bluey is? Even singular games didn't beat the sales of the consoles, as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 took the number 3 spot. Hence, the console has won the shopping holiday by a huge margin, according to Washington Examiner. So that's where the Washington Examiner. I don't know. Is the Washington Examiner a legit like art place? I don't know. Somebody let me know. Xbox Series X topped the Black Friday sales charts this year with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Nintendo Switch held the number 1 spot in sales during the Thanksgiving period alongside God of War Ragnarok. That doesn't make any sense. What do they mean with Call of Duty? Like, how are they pairing God of War Ragnarok in the Switch up and then also pairing up Call of Duty and Series X?
I think they're saying that the Bluey, the Switch, Xbox bundle with Call of Duty, God of War, and maybe, I don't know. Those are the top 5 items, something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So apparently everybody that wants a PlayStation 5 already has it, so they just went and bought God of War. Yeah. But people that didn't have an Xbox went out and bought a Series X this time around because, if I'm not mistaken, the Instagram shop had it where it was $100 off. So that's a hell of a deal. It's in itself. So if there were more Black Friday deals where it was almost $100 off on the thing, I can imagine that would help move them.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's the Washington Examiner is the source, so I don't know how legit it is. Like a VG charts, did they even have enough time to count things from Black Friday yet? You know what I mean? That was
they
just
put out
2 days
they
ago.
put out a sales thing today, I think, or was it yesterday on Twitter?
VG charts did.
Yeah, because they said it showed Switch sold like 740,000 or something like that.
Right. For the week though, right? Because they do like their weekly sales charts or whatever.
Yeah, was it? I guess it was the week. It could have been the month. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to talk about the week, yeah, Xbox outsold the PS5 265,000 to 195. So it's 70,000 more Xboxes. But globally, PlayStation still took the lead. 434 compared to 406. So, yeah, a big week in the US for Xbox at least. Everywhere else it stayed pretty much status quo, which makes sense. It's a US holiday, right?
It's kind of went global though at this point.
Yeah. Is Black Friday like people in the UK? Do y'all? No, they call it Boxing Day, right? Is that in Canada is Boxing Day? No, it's the day after Christmas.
Yeah, I think everyone just does it though, pretty much now.
Yeah, the day, the Friday of America after America's Thanksgiving holiday, the whole world shops.
I mean, because all the companies are global at this point, so like,
right. So, but yeah, all the online deals got to be in other countries, you would think, too, at this point, too. So, that's interesting. Lord Roughness hit us with another £5 super chat. Shout out to Lord again. It says, so many of my Sony friends have now bought Xbox Series S and X to play COD. That's interesting, man. Like, if you are looking for a next generation, like a this generation console or whatever, and you want to get COD, all you got to get is a Series S, and you can get one right now for like $250 or less, and you're talking about that compared to having to pay $550 for a console. Dude, that Series S thing is getting pretty sweet. I'm gonna say that. Make a bold statement here, okay? Do you have like a magnet on your microphone or something, Fuzzy?
Sorry.
No, you're right. It's like a noise coming from it. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna make a bold statement, and I'm gonna say the Series S is the best value consumer electronics device. Period. It is.
Okay.
It is. I think it is. Period. Point blank. I think everybody should have every family in every home in the world should have an Xbox Series S on their TV.
I mean, you could argue that like maybe a phone is, even though a phone's like more expensive, you get more out of it. Like you could do more with it.
Yeah, but it's more of a necessity. It's like a phone. Like, here's the thing. Like, which phone? Because there's like a million different phones, right?
I mean, I'm just talking about like any smartphone. Like, you could take a phone and like make it a computer, or like you could go into stock markets with your phone. You could play games with it. You could just watch YouTube. Like, you could do anything with the phone. Like,
yeah.
Whereas,
but a good phone is like $1,000, right?
Yeah.
And it's so personal to that one person and that one user, right? Okay.
I mean, you could hand it to your kid to get him to stop crying.
You can, but then Roblox. You can't use it at that time either, right? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna rephrase my statement, Jasper. Okay, because you're being an asshole.
I was just trying to come up with another aspect.
Yeah, the Xbox Series S is the best value consumer entertainment device for a home. Period.
Yeah.
Attack that. Attack that.
Well, you
Come
need a
back.
TV to use it. So I mean, I guess a TV would be better. But
I'm okay. So most houses. So if you got a TV in your house, I'm gonna say your home experience is better.
Just move the goalposts
for $200 or $250 or whatever. You can bring so much to your house with the Series S, right? I mean, look, you got
it's going to increase the value of your house. Your property value is going to go up.
Your property value is going to go up if you have a Series S. Now that would sell a lot of Series S's right there. We should start that advertising.
Like, ooh, this is a built-in arcade.
Right. Yeah, this house has a built-in arcade machine. It has a built-in home entertainment center ecosystem. It has built-in Game Pass. Like if you really think about it, though, right? A Series S is like very affordable for like what people consider like something you don't have to have, right? Now because of its entry point, that price, which I think is going to get even crazier at some point, you can put it on pretty much every TV in the house if you wanted to, right? And you're all of a sudden unlocking like all the features as normal smart TV would have, but now you got it way faster, right? So like all of those apps that people use for the TV are way faster on a Series S, right? And they're also implemented a lot better. Like you have way better apps and stuff within them. Plus, you have access to Game Pass, right? Which has all those damn games. And you can play like games like Call of Duty like at 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, 120. I'm not gonna say 60 because you can play everything. Call of Duty on everything 60, but you can play at 120 frames, right? So you can also do like all the big games that come out for a Series S, all the big multiplats and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just like it has everything, dude. Yeah. It does. It has everything. What does the Series S not really have besides PlayStation games?
A disk drive.
And a disk drive. It doesn't need one. But that's the beauty of it because they didn't put a disk drive in it. It's like smaller. You know, you can move it around a lot easier. It was like such a brilliant decision for them to make that damn console. It was. I think this console is going to be the #1 console sold this generation still. I'm going to stand by it. I think it's going to end up surpassing. I'll say in the US. I'm not going to speak for the world because there's some places in the world that just like will not buy an Xbox, period. But I really think it's like breaking news. Mav sells ice to Alaskans. I like that, Michael Garvey. Appreciate that. I mean, seriously, like a Series S is such a fucking good value, dude. Like if you're a nice person out there and you're rich, you should buy Series S's for everybody you know because it's like the best gift you could possibly give. It's so cool. I can't believe I'm talking this positively about something that I don't play on as much because I play on a Series X. You know, but I do have Series S's in the house, and I don't mind when I'm playing on it. I don't even notice that I'm playing on a Series S. To be honest. I don't know. Jasper, do you have one?
No, but
you need to get one. You need to get one.
I literally thought about getting one and just using it as like a streaming stick.
You could. That's what I'm saying. For that price,
I could occasionally play a game on.
For that price, though, it's like, why not? And then also you got like the cloud streaming and stuff you can do to it and everything. I'm just saying, it's like, it's crazy. Everything you can do with that box for the price it is. It shits all over like the NVIDIA Shield and all these other things out there, dude. I had one of those. It sucked ass. I didn't like it. I know there's people that like it, but I didn't like it. I tried getting into that thing. It just didn't work for me. Dude, the Series S is like insane.
The only problem with that is though, I could just put up my Xbox One X into my TV.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with the slow UI and interface, and it's clunky, and it takes a while to boot up. If you got, it's like Series S, you don't have any of that shit. It's fast. I think that's underrated. The speed of this generation. That's like the #1 like thing for me. When you boot up a console now,
I've replaced all my like Xbox One, like I was using SSD on that for like 5 years.
Yeah, but even if you use an SSD, it doesn't. The UI and all that shit still loads in.
Yeah, I mean it's a little slower, but like I would save like 10 seconds on loading on some games and stuff. Like stuff would load in faster. I'm like I already got used to like loading in before a lot of people, so it's like that's where I like the time save is like just the loading screens. I hate fucking loading screens.
Yeah. The Series S is like $100 less than a Switch. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. A Switch OLED is $349, and right now you can get a Series S for $250.
Yeah, but you can't play Mario on an Xbox.
I mean,
well, wait a minute. There aren't
there
emulators.
There
are emulators that you can get on your Series S.
Do you have a Series S, Fuzz, in your house?
Me personally, no. My sons do. I bought each one of them a Series S. I bought the Series X for myself. Yes, I'm selfish and greedy. I know, bad dad, but no. But they have. Well, at the time they each had 1080p TVs. Now trying to buy we had to replace one of the TVs. It's a 4K TV now, but I'm not going to go out and buy a Series X just because he has a 4K TV now. But at the time, both of them had 1080p TVs, 1080p computer monitors. So actually, they've disconnected it from the TV. And in both cases, they now have their Series S and their computer going through the monitor. So one of the reasons why is they can do the 120 frames on that monitor that they have. So they're quite happy with their Series S's. So
yeah. Amazon has the Xbox Series S for $239.99 with free $40 digital credit. Fuzzy, you need another Series S. That's too good of a deal to pass up. Everybody, I wish I was.
Are you sponsored by Xbox now?
I'm sponsored by Series S. I wish I could fucking sell that console like and be happy because I feel like I'm doing the right thing for the world. Like,
I'm just waiting for my wife's console, PS4 to take a nosedive because we've had that thing since whenever the Nathan Drake edition PS4 came out. She's had that thing for a while. So when that thing takes a dump, it's getting replaced with a Series S.
Yeah. Like if you got, I feel bad for anybody out there still playing on a 1X that doesn't have a Series S.
Yeah, but I heard the 1S or the Series S is a potato.
That's what they say. Man, it's a damn good potato, dude.
Potato.
Like, it's a good potato. If it's a potato, it's a really good potato.
It's a baked potato with all the fixings. No.
I heard it's like a sweet potato.
It's a loaded baked potato, bro. It is absolutely fucking loaded with all the fixings. You even got chili on that motherfucker. You ever had a chili cheese baked potato with loaded? Like, oh my god, bacon on that motherfucker too. Yeah. It's got everything. That potato's got it, dude. Shane says his fire station even has a Series S. I'm saying you're gonna see Series S's everywhere. It's gonna be crazy. You're not gonna be able to go anywhere and not see Series S's. It's gonna happen.
That's what happened to the Wii. It just started showing up at like nursing homes and all kinds of shit.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna see Series S's in places you would never think because of the price. Like it's just the price gets it into places that people normally wouldn't buy a console. That's what happened with the Wii. And then plus, if you get like the Game Pass subscription, like if you are a place like let's use a nursing home for example, right? And like, oh, I want to remember the days of playing on my video games. And come here, Ruth, give me the controller.
I think the Wii did better there because it was movement.
Well, yeah, they probably encourage that. Whenever they can rig up a Kinect on there, maybe, or I don't know.
Does the Kinect work with it?
I don't think so. No, it doesn't. Somebody could figure it out. But they, they have the adaptive controller. You could hook up to it, right? But like seriously for that, like, okay, the place gets a subscription to Game Pass and there's a Series S on there. All of a sudden you're having gaming tournaments in the nursing home. That'd be amazing.
When you're looking at your retirement plan, you're like, this nursing home offers a Game Pass. This one offers PlayStation. Which one am I going to go to?
PS Plus. You have everybody. The Game Pass has got the new games.
Cool,
I don't want to play old games.
And a Series S with Game Pass. Sold.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah. I here's something I want to talk about too. I I'm getting up a lot of like I know I'm like not really leading into topics this week. I'm just kind of rambling, or
Rumbling?
talking. I'm
Rambling?
rambling, whatever. I'm just kind of talking about things I kept seeing on Twitter over the past week when I like we're out for the holidays and stuff. Something that's like really annoying to me still is how people don't understand the difference between the subscription numbers between PlayStation Plus and the Xbox subscription numbers, because Xbox has Xbox Live Gold, right? Who fucking knows how many Xbox Live Gold members there are now? But it used to be a crazy amount, right? It used to be way more than PS Plus members, right? Even though there was way more PlayStations out there, those motherfuckers didn't play multiplayer, so they didn't care about subscribing to PS Plus, right? Xbox Live users subscribe to it because there's a lot of multiplayer stuff on Xbox, right? So you had like an astronomical amount of Xbox Live Gold subscribers, and you had a good amount of PS Plus subscribers. PS Plus subscribers were dropping recently over the last couple of years, right? And they kept coming out with the reports, even with the fucking pandemic, as Pong calls it, the pandy. Their subscription numbers on PS Plus were still going down. Xbox had Game Pass at that point. Now Game Pass subscribers are going up. Now a lot of people converted their Xbox Live Gold into Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate.
Because Game Pass
like
comes
that.
with gold, so it's like, why not?
Game Pass Ultimate does, but not regular Game Pass. So like, why pay for Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass? You get Game Pass Ultimate. I feel like most people subscribe to Game Pass Ultimate, right? Plus you get EA Play and all that stuff. I would like to know in the chat, is there anybody in the chat that subscribes to Game Pass that doesn't subscribe to Game Pass Ultimate? Like, is there anybody? If you are somebody that subscribes to Game Pass and you don't have Ultimate, let me know. So for PlayStation, what they did like this past year, right? And remember, people have short memories. People already forget the way it was before PlayStation changed their model. This has already happened. People are acting like PS Plus numbers have always counted for gaming subscription numbers, right? You can't compare PS Plus Essentials to Game Pass. I see this more and more on Twitter and stuff all over the internet, because PS Plus Essentials is not a 1-to-1 for Game Pass. I'll actually go and say that PS Plus does not even have a 1-to-1 to Game Pass, period, because they don't have anything that has day one games regularly on it, right? The closest thing they do have is Extra and Premium. PS Plus Essentials is the same damn thing as PS Plus was. You cannot count PS Plus Essentials numbers and can use them as a comparison to Game Pass, because PS Plus Essentials has none of that shit. It doesn't have anything. It's the same thing as fucking PS Plus was. So if you're going to argue that and you're going to try and use those numbers, you have to compare PS Plus to Xbox Live Gold, Game Pass, all that stuff mixed in.
Does the basic version of PS Plus, do you get games to play? Like, I know you get the free stuff every month, but do you get like a catalog you can choose from?
No, they took that away from PS5 owners.
No, you don't. All you get is your free games a month, your 2 games or whatever that they give you per month. Like Xbox Live Gold, even though Xbox Live Gold suck ass now, they used to be way
haven't
better.
even checked that out in like 4 years.
So you get your free games a month, and then you get this you get a group of games they gave to you when you bought a PS5. PS Plus is like I don't know what to call it. The collection. They called it the collection, I think, or whatever. And it was like 10 games, 15 games, something like that, of like classic games, like PS4 games and stuff that were like top sellers back then. So that was cool, but that was like a perk of upgrading to the PS5, right? Now I don't think for new PS5 owners.
Yeah, I didn't know if they like locked out like only God of War is with extras, but like just essentials, you can't get God of War. To get God of War, you have to go to extras. So
there's no so the service that they have, Jasper, that they brought out to compete with Game Pass is an extra. And that's where you have like a library of games to choose from. Okay. And then premium, you also have your PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. But there's not that many of them. And the PS3 games that there is actually a lot of them, they're all streaming, right? Yeah. And the PS1 and PS2 games, there's hardly any. There's very little there. So premium is not really worth upping to. And that's what they're trying to compete with Ultimate on. And in fact, it's actually more expensive than Ultimate. But extra is more of your competitor to Game Pass, right? So extra has your library of games that they update every month or whatever, right? Extra's only got like a few million subscribers. It's only got like a few million subscribers. You can't like.
Does PlayStation even disclose that, or do they just throw them all into one?
Well, we know it is because PS Now, which was what was part of that service before, had like 3 million to 5 million, somewhere around there. Okay. And they disclosed that before. Those were public numbers. And they've lost subscriptions since this thing launched again. So it's not growing. So when people put out there like that PS Plus has 50 million subscribers and Game Pass has 30 million, you're full of shit because you can't compare PS Plus PS Plus Essentials to Game Pass. Because
they're fucking naming. I hate it too.
That would be like if Xbox converted every Xbox Live Gold member to Game Pass and just like changed the name Xbox Live Gold to Game Pass nothing. Right? That's what it would be. It's like Game Pass nothing. You get nothing except the same things you've been getting all along for Xbox Live Gold. But guess what?
Also,
because we changed our name to Game Pass, you fucking get to count the subscriptions in it? That doesn't fucking make any sense. Like, what? How do you get to play with the numbers like that? It's
also,
like,
as these companies move away from like needing a subscription to play online games, like no one's going to pay for it if you don't offer anything. Like, because you don't need a subscription to play like Fortnite and stuff now. You may still need it, but they've been talking about going away.
The only thing you get for PS Plus Essentials is the same thing you always got. You get to play online. And
yeah, but I'm saying like the PlayStation, Xbox are kind of moving away from that stuff now, where you don't even need subscription to play some free to play online games.
Yeah, and they will, like Xbox will eventually, I think, will get rid of Xbox Live Gold, right?
They've been talking about it for like 5 years.
If PlayStation stops forcing people to pay for their online,
I don't think they will.
I mean, who will subscribe to the service? Because they only have like a few million in extra. Right. And they're not doing anything to really grow the subscription count on there. I mean, they're still losing subscribers. So what would they need to do? Like, I don't think PlayStation can do that. I think Xbox can because Game Pass is growing and Game Pass is taking the place of it. Right. Mm-hmm. For PlayStation, how much of the 50 million is PS Plus Essentials?
Doesn't PlayStation already do that for free to play games though? Like, I don't think you need a subscription to play like Fortnite.
Yeah, they were the first ones where you didn't need it for the free to play. But the drawback with PlayStation is that they don't have anything really to lure you beyond that. So if they started doing day and date, or maybe if they put Funimation or Crunchyroll as an add-on, or maybe they gave you access to some of their movies that they're licensed or that they produce, maybe that would be enough of a draw for me to stay on with PS Plus. But
I mean, that's gonna
at this point, I since I got my PlayStation 5, I think 2 years ago to Black Friday, I let my PS Plus expire because, like, I don't really play GTA or Gran Turismo 7 online as much, so it's like I don't really need online. I mean, I lose cloud saves, but
I mean, also the biggest online games are free to play, so you don't even need it anyway. Like Call of Duty, Fortnite, like those are the like. And when I mean Call of Duty, I mean Warzone because that's what everyone fucking streams. But
yeah.
So it's like these games are going more free to play anyway, so it's just going to keep hurting them over time. Like the biggest games nowadays are free to play,
and unless they start putting their games in their service, they're going to keep bleeding subs. And that's just what it is. They're new. Dip your toe into the subscription gaming market and try and fool everybody into thinking you have all these gaming subscription subscribers now. I feel like 2 days after that fucking Switch. I already saw people touting those numbers saying it has more than Game Pass, and it was like, how you fucking say that? Because like not, but maybe like a small fraction of those people actually even get the games and the service, like are on the middle tier, which is what Game Pass is. Game Pass is the middle tier.
Mhm.
Like it's like the extra, you know. So I just don't understand. Like people don't know how to compare it. It's just really weird. I feel like PlayStation like pulled one over on the industry by doing that, trying to kind of.
I mean,
Change the
PlayStation didn't do
numbers.
anything about it. It's just the people that support them. They just don't give a shit. They just
Yeah.
troll.
Yeah. Well, I feel
Yeah.
like unless you really follow this stuff, an average person sees the comparison. You've already seen
So
it in charts. People will say this: PS Plus subscribers, blah blah blah, and then Game Pass. It's like people forgot that Xbox Live Gold even exists. I don't get it.
I guess okay, that's monthly active users. Never mind. I was going to say, so apparently Xbox had 100 million active users. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't necessarily mean gold, but that was in 2020.
Right.
Yeah. So like,
A while ago, it used to be, I think, like 60-ish range for what they would consider the paying or subscribers. The 100 million active users are like people that might share on the same account. So
right.
if you're, if you have one console and you have live on that console and there's 3 other people in the household playing on it, they're part of that 100 million active. But it was somewhere between 60 for the paying and then 100 million were the active. And then that's back when Game Pass was like around 10 or 11 and then bumped up to 15 million. So that was a while ago.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. Shout out to everybody again in the chat. Shout out to Michael Garvey hanging out. Live Supremacy. Poison Maniac, how's it going? Shane, what's up, dude? God Emperor Sofa King. That's so fucking great, man. AJH, how's it going? Sappho, what up, what up? Danny Passion Official. Calarie. Lots of awesome people hanging out here. I appreciate you all. And this is a good time to remind everybody that this podcast is sponsored by Manscaped, as is this channel, at least for the month. We'll see how it goes after that. But time for a little bit of an ad here, guys. So,
wow, smooth.
Yeah, it's that smooth. It's as smooth as my balls are now because of Manscaped, Jasper.
Yeah.
I'll be
that's smoother. That's a smoother segue.
This Santa's gonna be extra smooth sliding down this chimney this holiday season, that's for sure. So everybody,
that's a weird way to take that.
Yeah. So everybody, this is brought to you by Manscaped, and you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code Fun Speculation at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code Fun Speculation. Manscaped, get your jingle balls ready for the holidays. Although I will say sometimes the jingle balls can get a little colder when there's less coat over them. Is that over for the holidays? Does that make sense? You know,
I mean, you still wear pants,
but a good
you
way.
Also live in Texas.
It's been cold and wet here, man. There's a way to remedy that, with some Manscaped boxers as well, which are nice and cozy and warm. Those are good boxers. So, but I do appreciate everybody again for hanging out here. And if you use that code Fun Speculation, it does help the channel as well. And it's good products too, so it wouldn't just be spewing this stuff out if it wasn't decent. So. Check it out. Oh, right on. Grasso ended up buying a 3.0 at Target. It's a solid product. Right on. Did you try and use the Fun Speculation code at the Target checkout? Hey, Mr. Target, man, I got this code Fun Speculation. Can I do anything with it here at
my
the Target
coupon
checkout?
code's not working?
Come on, give it to me. Give me the 20% off for Fun Speculation. Yeah, that's awesome, Tony. But yeah, they're on to 4.0 now, so I think Tony got an outdated product. No, that's cool, Tony. It's awesome, man. All right, everybody. So we're gonna get moving on to another topic this week. Is wow, this year's not over yet. I feel like this a lot of people I see in podcasts and in the community right now kind of looking at, hey, what's the best things from the year? What's the best things that have
a whole
happened?
month.
What's the best games that have come out this year, and what's your favorite things that have happened? But holy shit, December is usually a time that games come out and they get left to die in a way, because it used to be if you come out after Black Friday or whatever, you're not going to do very well. But if this month does not have a lot of great games, this might be the best December ever that I can recall for big games. Like usually there's one that got delayed, or they got out of the way of Call of Duty or a Battlefield and that kind of stuff. And they just kind of like, oh, we're fucked. We just need to move to December. And it is what it is. We're different enough that we can hopefully still sell. So December's usually been a place for games like that. But wow, we got, 3 major games like launching within a week. Actually, like on the same day, maybe. Right?
Yeah, they're all on the same day.
That's fucking crazy. So Midnight Suns is people are getting really hyped. I saw Pong Soul in the chat earlier saying he's got it pre-ordered and downloaded, ready to go. I have it pre-ordered as well. That game is looking absolutely awesome, and I'm really excited to get into it because the more I've seen of it, the better it gets.
I'm still iffy on it, and I'm considering buying it on PC just because it's $10 cheaper.
Yeah. $10
crossplay or you don't know?
It's just a single player game. So
okay. Yeah.
I mean, did you just get it on PC?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't have to pay the next gen tax, and
the fuck you console owners tax is what I call it.
Yeah.
Like, we'll take advantage of you. That's what it is. I mean, we get fucked on console a lot. Fuzzy, are you excited for Midnight Suns at all?
It wasn't one of the games that caught my attention. I mean,
it's a racing game.
Looked cool.
Fuzzy, it's a racing game. What are you talking about?
Midnight Suns.
Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, I'm on the wrong game.
Fuck game you?
I was looking at the
if
chat.
we're talking Need for Speed Unbound,
okay.
that's a whole different story.
I just saw Razor's comment, and my mind immediately shifted to Need for Speed. So he was saying Need for Speed unlocks in less than 3 hours. I was already
the
past
Marvel
Midnight
Kart racing
Suns.
game we made up on Fun Pop like 5 months ago.
My bad. Yes, continue about Midnight Suns, Fuzzy. I'm sorry.
No, it's not really my type of game. Like, I'll probably check it out later, but it's not a day one buy for me.
Right.
Yeah, the card thing kind of turned me off, and I don't know if they still have that aspect to it, but
it's kind of in there.
It does, but it's way more tacticsy than they made it seem when we first saw the first gameplay. It's really deep. It's like XCOM, but with cards.
Honestly, the cards, like, just picture it as like your abilities, like hitting left bumper to use like grenade or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it is. It's just a fancy way to display it at the end of the day.
Yeah. I feel like the cards threw a lot of people off too, and I feel like it's maybe meant to make it more like visual for like newcomers into like tactics style games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the tactics stuff here is not for the weak. I mean, this is like deep tactics stuff. So it's like it is a lot more like XCOM and stuff than I thought originally when I first saw the first gameplay. So if you like tactics games like a XCOM or any other tactics game out there like that, I can't. There's like XCOM is like the one. You know what I mean? I mean, there's like there's like Gears Tactics and
Gears Tactics. And then there was that Mafia one not too long ago. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed the Mafia one.
Yeah.
But not too long ago.
It's Marvel, obviously, So
yeah,
if you like Marvel stuff, which I mean, you're not super into that stuff either, though, Fuzzy. So maybe you would like it, but it is $70 on console, so it's a hard pill to swallow to something you don't know you're gonna love. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'll probably watch you stream it a bit.
Yeah, right on. I will be. I did stream Marvel Snap the other day for the first time.
Yelling at my computer screen.
Yeah, I know. When I was playing that, like I had like 10 different people in the chat telling me what to do different things, and I'm trying to like play, and I'm like, I've realized I've fucked up so much, but my fuck ups usually worked.
Yeah, because you get lucky somehow. Like if that was me, I would have get like destroyed, like lose every lane, and you're like, oh, still won. Okay, moving on.
Sometimes though, I think I see things that you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
a mistake.
But yeah, I had a fun stream Marvel Snap. I will be streaming the hell out of Midnight Suns. It's a big Marvel game that looks absolutely awesome. I've been wanting a tactics game like this for a long time. The Firaxis is the developer of it, and you know, I was sold on it when it was first announced because they had a badass CG trailer, and then I saw the gameplay and I saw the card stuff like UFuzz, and I was like, ooh, what is this? You know. But then the more that has gone on and all this stuff is like it's looking better and better and bigger and deeper and more tacticsy and stuff. So it's going to be good. I really have a feeling it's going to be great. So if you like, if anybody likes tactics games out there, I mean, are you just going to get it, Jasper? Are you actually excited for it?
I've watched a bunch of shit on it today, and I'm like, and then I'm like, yeah, I want it, and I'm like, So I'm just like, I'm like 70%.
What is it that's holding you back?
I just don't like. I heard like the dialogue between characters, like it can get really repetitive, and it's like kind of boring, and it's just like in between missions, like talking to, like at the bases and stuff, and like I don't really
the relationship building type stuff and things like that, right?
And then like I could just see like over time the combat kind of getting repetitive, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it'll suck, right? But I have a good feeling about it. Another game that's coming out that day is the Callisto Protocol.
I was really excited for that, but there's some stuff going on.
Yeah, some frame rate issues or something like that, or
that, and reviews are being held until launch day, which isn't a good sign.
Yeah, I saw that too. I think I saw Luca post about that. And she's like, I got my eye on you, Glenn, or something. Like Glenn Schofield is like the main developer, the head of the studio or whatever. Yeah. A little interesting that they're doing that. Some leaked gameplay showed some potential issues as well. So do y'all think that this is going to be a big miss potentially now with Callisto Protocol? Or...
What's weird is like I heard a lot of hype like earlier in the year, but I haven't really heard anything like coming up to the game this week. Like it's been kind of quiet about the game. I haven't really heard anyone talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people are. Well, the review. Okay, so the embargo isn't until release day, but are people reviewing it now? I'm sure that's how the leaked gameplay got out.
Yeah, I would assume that they just can't put the review out until release day, but
so
usually it would come out like the day before, I would think, or I guess maybe.
Sometimes a couple days before, sometimes on release day. I wouldn't say I would be worried too much about the release day thing because I think that's pretty common, you know. But if they were to not send review copies out until release day, that would be a big concern, right?
Yeah.
So if like the embargo's lifted at the moment of release, then people can make their decision.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like if they like had to play it after release, that would be an issue for sure. But I am curious about some of the leaked stuff out there because there seems to be maybe some issues.
I saw like someone talking about it in the chat. Like I saw this also going around. Like bosses are like, or I guess enemies are just kind of like taking a lot of hits. Like that could just be a bad player. Like maybe he didn't upgrade his gun, or maybe he's not shooting them in their critical spot. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think this is one that at worst may need like a day one patch type of thing or a fairly recent patch. But I think it's going to be good overall coming out. I'm guessing somewhere in the high 70s, low 80s for Metacritic.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's
I don't really think this will be like, oh, they were trying to hide something, disaster.
Right. Do you think people have too high expectations?
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, until this was announced, we didn't know anything about a Dead Space remake. and it seems like EA kind of quickly threw something together, or at least it seems like EA threw something quickly together after this was announced.
Mhm.
It was like, oh, Callisto Protocol made by the original people that made Dead Space, and then oh, here's EA, here's Dead Space being
Right.
remade. So I don't know. I just think they're trying to. I don't know, because I know Sony has the marketing rights on it, and it's like Sony's being quiet, so it fits that whole we're weak narrative, I guess. So it's
Right.
like
Yeah, it's
they
just
don't
weird
want to
that
talk about anything.
they've been quiet, like, and the game's supposed to come out in 5 days or whatever. It's like wherever you like, we had to like marketing this whole year for the game, and now we just don't have anything.
Yeah. It's just it's weird, but I just get this sinking feeling that everything is like on like autopilot because of ABK on both sides. It's like, well, we don't want to show our strong hand. We don't want to show our strong hand. We don't want to,
Grab
appear
my
at this
strong
show.
hands.
So yeah, it's just it seems like everything is quiet because if it's too loud and they market it too greatly, then it's like, oh, we'll see. This is why it sold 5 million copies in the first 2 weeks or something. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna buy that one though.
you are
Like,
you day
that's
one.
the for sure one, and then Midnight Suns is the probably, and then Need for Speed I'm probably gonna just skip.
Are you gonna play the trial on Need for Speed, or you just don't play racing
Maybe.
games?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the trial, and then that will determine if I do the. I guess it's what do they call the other one? The Paradise or some sort of like
Yeah, if you-
skateboard company deluxe edition or something.
Yeah, if you buy the expensive edition Need for Speed, you can play it, I guess, tomorrow or whatever.
Either that or because of Ultimate, you can play it tomorrow still as well.
Yeah, you just get 10 hours though with Ultimate. Where if you buy it, you get you can play it forever.
Right.
So which edition do you got to buy? The $100 one?
I don't know if
It's like 80 something, 89, or maybe it's 90 or so.
So I got a $79 version. I bought that one because they offered me like 20% off or something, some like just for you deal on Xbox or whatever. So I got that one for the same price as if I would have gotten the regular edition. So $79.99. So I don't know if that is what comes out early or what.
Yeah, that's the early edition, and you get like a whole bunch of extra clothing. I've never heard of this skateboard company beforehand, but then again, I don't skate. My kids skate, so they give you a lot of extra clothing, some extra animations, some extra I guess stances or dances for your character or something along those lines. So you get a lot of cosmetic stuff for your cars and for your character. So looks like it'll be pretty cool overall.
Yeah, I'm pumped about that. So that one we get to play
the $80 one. Yeah, the $79.99. That comes with 3-day early access, so you can play it on November 29th, and then you're good to go.
Sweet. So I get full access like tonight?
Yep.
I won't play. I won't
whenever it goes live. I don't know when
tomorrow,
it goes live,
but that's awesome. Holy shit. Nice. I didn't even know that. So yeah, I get the Need for Speed Unbound with the early access comes out tomorrow, and or for everybody else later in the week. But even if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you still get to play for 10 hours. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like 10 hours over 3 days is not a lot of waiting. I mean, you can play a shit ton out of the game. I will say this though, for anybody that takes advantage of those EA 10-hour trials, quick resume will fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? Or
just always quit your game.
Make sure you hard quit out of the game. Like hit start and on the game on your dashboard menu and go to quit game. Right? Like do not leave the game.
The clock is still counting otherwise.
Yeah. So
sometimes if you do use your 10 hours up, sometimes you can glitch it and you can sign into a second account, and then if you have Game Pass with that account or EA Play, you can log into that, and then when you log into the game, just switch your account, and you get another 10 hours on your main profile. So,
all right,
nice to know.
Yeah.
I think I did that for like Battlefield one time or something.
Yeah. All right. So Need for Speed, Callisto Protocol, Midnight Suns, all this week. Absolutely insane. There's more too. We're gonna get to that in tidbits. But before we get to tidbits, everybody, hey, we got a review to get to. We reviewed Vampire Survivors. Yes, this game has taken the world by storm. In fact, according to Twitter right now, I saw somebody in the DM posted. Phil Spencer, Adamsloth posted this on Twitter. Phil Spencer has spent 193 hours on Vampire Survivors in the last 2 weeks.
I feel like he just left his Xbox on and we got real busy.
Probably so. Probably so. But yeah, Vampire Survivors is a game that's taken the world by storm. I've been playing the shit out of it. I know a lot of FunSpec fam has as well. I see everybody talking about it on Twitter. I wanted to do this review last week, but we didn't end up having a show. So turns out though it was for a good thing though, because I got to play even more of the game and I got more unlocked. I even got the Scrolls of MuRdAMaN, I think. The Hidden Scrolls of MuRdAMaN. Is that what it's called, Jasper?
What is that?
It unlocks secrets and...
the map from the dairy plant? Yeah.
No.
The relic?
No, not the map from the... You don't even have this. I'm further than you are.
I've 100% of the game, bro.
Okay, so you know the secrets menu?
Yeah.
So in order to get this, you had to beat the Skelematic in the bones area. So you know the skeleton, the ball. You have to go around him. You have to kill him.
Yeah.
Which it took me a while to figure out how to do that because it was a pain in the ass.
I mean, he just has a lot of health.
Well, you got to make sure he doesn't grow because if he runs into skeletons, he will get more health, and he gets bigger and stronger. So you got to get him early.
Oh, I just fought him for like 20 minutes and he died.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't do that. So, but yeah, so he got big when you fought him. He was a big dude.
I mean, he was like half the screen when I met him, and then he got a little bigger.
Okay. Well, but my first playthrough, and I finally found him, but he ended up taking up the whole fucking screen.
Well, you just ain't doing enough damage, bro.
Well, no, it's not him. It's if he runs over the skeletons, so you got to get rid of the skeletons and everybody around him. Because if he runs into them or the skeletons run into him, he gets his health back and gets bigger.
All I did was stay right behind him, and he would like slightly off screen, so he didn't. I guess the skeletons weren't spawning in front of him or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just followed him.
You hacked the system. That's what it is. You probably were OP enough towards the end to where like your screen was doing a lot of damage and getting rid of everything on the screen too. So, it took me several tries, but yeah, that one was a good. Like that unlock does a lot. You can get a lot of things with that, and there's a lot to love about this game. But we'll get into it. So this is a little awkward one to review though with our like system here because this is like a retro style looking game, but we do review here on audio, graphics, gameplay, and replayability. Okay. So we had 5 people in FunSpec fam actually vote on this and respond to choices. So for audio, we got 1 meh.
That's me.
You thought the audio was meh? The audio, the songs, the audio is so good. What do you not like about the audio?
It just... all I heard was from all my shit going off all the time. I couldn't hear the music.
Okay.
So I just eventually turned the sound off like at the end of this time. I was like, I can't do it that anymore.
Fair enough. So you want better audio? Yeah, I love the audio. It's like ear candy, like hearing all the chimes.
It was more like ear cancer.
I felt like I was in Las Vegas at the slot machines and you're constantly hitting jackpots. You know what I mean? That's the feeling the audio gives me. It's very satisfying and rewarding.
The legendary chess, those are awesome. That sound.
Oh my god, yes.
When the music, it's like the 5 rainbows.
Oh, when you get the 5 tier one, oh my god, it's like, yeah, you fucking like feel like you like won $1 million or something, and you're gonna have a good run, right? WhySoSerious says he hear that sound in his sleep now. Yeah, it's addicting. We had 2 votes for legit, and we had 2 votes for stellar on there. So I can do my handy dandy calculator here, and we got Jasper's meh, Okay, plus plus that, plus go, and we got. Hey, guess what? Audio, it got an 8.
Nice.
We gave it an 8 for audio.
Yeah, I have to keep the balance here.
I knew you were gonna be the fucking guy who brings down all of our scores from being like 9s and 10s on this channel, which is important, you know.
Yeah, or else everything would be a perfect 10 out of 10 game of the year. It's like,
But again, the scoring system we have here has proven to work. It's an 8 for the audio on Vampire Survivors. I think that's very fair. All right, graphics. We got another meh here.
I was legit, I think, on that.
So that wasn't me.
I went legit as well.
I went legit with everything else but audio.
Yeah, I went legit too. So you think this was maybe a 3-bit? Or I don't know. I feel like it's getting like graphics, obviously, like when you just look at it, like what the hell is that? It's like this old retro looking thing. But when you're playing,
that's where I was like, I could go mad, but it's like it's good for what it's trying to be. So it's like,
right.
Yeah, it's very good for what it's trying to be. And the other thing is, I've never seen a game like this with all that shit on the screen and all those effects going off, right? Which I think it needs a lot of credit for. Like, this game brought my Series X to its fucking knees.
I think what happened is you had that on quick resume, and it started causing like you to like get double memory of that game, so it just started like crashing your Xbox.
I don't know.
I'd never had that problem.
But have you ever had the amount of effects I had on the screen at that time?
Yeah, I've had 10 weapons.
Okay. Well, I don't. The effects that I had when that was happening was absolutely insane. There was like the whole screen was exploding constantly. Like, and there's just fucking chaos. I had like I don't know that run. I don't know if I could duplicate it again, but I've never seen so much shit going on the screen like with effects and flashes and stuff. I was seriously like, okay, the seizure warnings, I might have to fucking start to take this seriously right now. You know what I mean?
That's where I'm saying, like, I think you had it on quick resume and it just like doubled up, and like I think it doubled your like RAM memory and started like causing a memory leak or something.
Maybe, I don't fucking know. That was crazy. I was streaming when that happened, but that's the only time I've ever had it happen on that game. But I've never had another run where that many effects were going on with the different like stacks of things happening that were causing chains of events. I had like every weapon I had like explosions on it. Plus I had like duplicate of duplicate, and it also had
because there's a level where you can get all the bonus things that cause your weapons to evo. You can get all those. There's one level that has all of them on it. And then what I did is I got 5 weapons, and then there's a dude that you can have that will like sell you stuff, and then he sells you like 6 other weapons. So I bought the 6 other weapons, and then one of my weapons, when I evo it gives me another weapon. So like I had like every item you can get almost at one time.
That game's crazy. But the graphics wise, again, to my point, like there's just so much stuff on the screen, like so many enemies and like effects and all this stuff going on. I feel like it's not the typical just retro looking game either. You know what I mean? That the effects that they have and stuff are really satisfying. I feel like, even if they're simple. So I feel like they deserve some kudos there. Thoughts on graphics, Fuzzy?
I gave it a legit. I mean, basically because it achieved what it was set out to do.
Yeah.
With it being a retro style game, they nailed it basically.
Yeah.
And like you said, with all those things on screen, my Series X never slowed down. Never heard the fan. Just the epilepsy or the seizure warning came close a couple of times, but yeah, just it performed great even when you got pretty much a screen packed full of explosions and things looking like lightning and multicolors and phasing in and out. Yeah, it worked fine. So I gave it, legit on graphics.
Okay. So overall, we got, what did it get between all of us? It got a 7 for graphics. Totally. Between the group. We got 1 meh and 4 legits there, so it's a 7. Fair enough. Somebody brought the party down again.
It
Okay.
wasn't me. I was legit that time.
Yep. Somebody brought the party down. It's all right. We got another category here, gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one I think is going to be one of the best that we have here. We got 1 legit and 4 stellars.
I was legit. I thought about going kind of mad, but then I was like, nah.
Really? Is it because it's too simple?
Because like at a certain point, you just stand still and you don't do anything.
That's true. It's weird that it's so simple though, and it's so like addicting. Like there's something addicting to the gameplay of just the dance of moving around and avoiding things while collecting things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gameplay. I feel like is probably its most unique, even though it's so simple, like thing about this game. Because the gameplay is all about the decisions you make, and then it's like luck also. There's like roguelite elements. And
I
stuff
mean,
too.
it's a certain like once you get everything, like it's not even luck anymore. You whatever you want, you get. Like because you can skip items, you can banish items, you can just like whatever you want.
I have that, but sometimes you can skip all 8 rounds and not get the thing you want. That happens.
Well, that's why you banish stuff so it never comes back up.
Yeah, but if you banish stuff, then you're skipping that level pretty much.
Okay.
Like I don't like to skip the level because I like to power up enough early. Still, too, I feel like you're taking a step back when you do that.
See, what I do is I don't open the chest until I have every item that can possibly evo. So you save all the chests. You don't pick up the chest, and then you there's a card that brings all items together. So it keeps collecting all the chests in one spot. So eventually, you just whenever you need to evo something, you just hit one chest up, and you're good.
Really? I didn't know there was that card. I haven't got that card yet. I'm pretty far in the game. I don't have a lot left to do. I have a few things left. Not much. But there
because like I feel like opening your chest early it wastes the chest because you're just gonna get one extra like garlic level. Like if you're like garlic 5, you're gonna get maybe garlic 6. It's like I can just get that out of a level. I don't have to waste a chest for that.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. So you just save the chest to get all your evos at once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or until you get like garlic max, and then you have the heart that combines with it. As soon as you get garlic max, you can open a chest and you're guaranteed like garlic evo pretty much.
Right.
Yeah. So as soon as you get at max level, you're good.
Yeah. I always get the chest because I get excited when I see them. I just go hop onto it. But that makes sense to save them because you're right. You know, like you don't need them early on. It's but early when you first started playing, I feel like they were more important then because like you were a lot weaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
you didn't have as many items to choose from and stuff.
Yeah. What's your favorite item?
Or
favorite weapon?
It's I forgot what it's called. It's the weapon that the queen gets. It's like this little like lightning thing that just like zips around the map real fast. I don't know.
Okay. I don't have that one yet.
Yeah, it's just a certain character only has this weapon, so it's like she's called the Queen Sigma, I think. So,
what about you, Fuzz?
The fireball.
I hate the fireball. I'd literally never pick fire one because the fireball is like it just goes in a random direction. Yeah, like I can't choose where it's gonna go.
Right. It does a lot of damage though.
Yeah. It seems to either head in the direction you were just headed or at least whatever has the closest enemy to it. Or at least for me it does.
Yeah.
You know which one I don't like is the fucking what's the one that where like you walk around and you stop and then it like shoots like 5 different like pointy things at the direction you're facing.
Oh, the siphon or something like that.
Yeah. I hate that one.
I don't use that either.
Yeah. It's not bad when you get it gets evoed, but like early on it's trash because you have to it's basically you have to move then stop, and you got to make sure you're like aiming that direction that you want to and like walk in the direction that it's gonna make. It's so fucking stupid. I don't like that one.
Oh, and the bracelets, those are really good too. I like those.
Getting it up to the tri bracelet's really cool.
Yeah, the victory sword is what I'm talking about.
Victory sword. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we got, again, like I said, we got 4 stellars, and then we got 1.
Oh, and the cat can
Legit.
suck my ass. That fucking thing sucks.
If you get it Evo, it's not bad because it's like a huge like eyeballs floating around the screen.
But still, it's
okay, so we got that. We got 9.5 on gameplay, guys. Not 9.5.
Makes sense.
You brought it down from being a 10. So we can all thank Jasper that Vampire Survivors did not get a 10 for gameplay. All right, replayability. Did you give this a legit, Jasper?
Yeah.
Oh my fuck. Really? We got
once you finish it, there's nothing to do, so it's not replayable.
But up until that point,
up until that point, like it's got so many hours of gameplay within it itself before you get. How? Oh my god!
I finished it. I don't need to go back to it. It's not replayable.
Bro. All right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, all right, man.
Marvel Snap. I keep playing because I can't finish it. It never ends.
It's because it's a free to play like game that gives it's meant to you buy cards and shit over time. It's like
there's an ending to this, so
you're in your mind. If there's an ending to a game, it is not replayable. They just added content. Did you check that out?
Yeah, I finished it in 20 minutes.
Okay. My God, you beat Elden Ring in 3 days. Is Elden Ring replayable?
I replayed it a second playthrough, but then I beat it again, so I don't need to play it anymore.
So you would give
if there's DLC.
My God! All right, everybody. We all have different takes here, and we'll all have our own opinions, and they all counted. That's why we do an aggregate here, because we have to take all people into account, even people like Jasper.
I gave it a legit. I mean, I don't know what more you want.
Okay. Yeah, it's it's okay. It's still got a 9.5 for replayability because all of us, including Fuzz, gave it a stellar replayability.
Because I mean, for us that haven't finished it, it's definitely replayable. That's the biggest part. And then once you
finish it, you have nothing to do in the game.
Jasper's a completionist. He completes the game. He moves on. He doesn't go back to it.
Yeah, true.
Don't count Jasper. Vic says. Okay. Well, all right. So 9.5 in replayability. So I'm gonna do the overall score now. So we got drum roll. What is Vampire Survivors gonna get? This is gonna be our highest reviewed game so far out of the 3 games we reviewed, and it looks like it does. So which is interesting. So wait, that's not right. Oh yeah, no, it is. Okay, so it is a 8.5. 8.5.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
Vampire Survivors, we gave it 8.5.
It's definitely a good game. It's definitely a good game.
Yeah. That's a solid score.
I would maybe.
If you weren't part of this, it would be like a 9.5, Jeff.
I know, which would have been wrong.
It's okay. It would have been a 9 probably. It would have been a 9, I think, if you didn't bring it down. But it's okay. You know what I mean? You're you, and it's cool. It's 8.5 for the game like this. I feel like that's fantastic, and it's going to get a lot of fans. So fun speculation approved though. Highly recommended from everybody here, even Jasper, even though it sounds like he hates the game. But he was talking about how addicted he was to it and loved it while he was playing it. And I do recall that we're the ones who got you to try it, Jasper.
Yeah.
And then you talked about how you couldn't stop playing it for like days and days and days.
It was like a day and a half.
You beat this in a day and a half? There's no fucking way you did that in a day and a half. Really?
Let's see what my playtime is. I think I might have 3 days playtime. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, did you sleep? Did you sleep at all?
That night it was on Xbox Ultimate when you got me to play it. I didn't sleep that whole day. I played it for like 15 hours.
That's what I'm talking about. See, you were addicted to it. You couldn't even go to sleep. That's amazing.
I know way I can see how much my playtime is. Hold on.
It's like your gaming habits are so much different than like the average gamer.
I put
though
31 hours in the game.
31 hours. That's
a day and a half about.
When you said a day and a half, I thought you were talking about actual real people time. Like, hey, it took me about a day and a half, not actual gaming hours a day and a half. So, but you probably know life did and just actually like sat there and played it in a day and a half.
In a day and a half to 2 days max, you know,
it's insane.
A little bit of rest.
You know how many days it takes me to get 31 hours of a game played? Like, I mean,
the problem was you introduced me to crack, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to break it until I finished it. So I had to like get through it so I could go back to my old crack, which was Marvel Snap.
Hold on, just trading one crack for another crack. My God. All right. Well, that was our Vampire Survivors review, everybody. Again, 8.5. And it is legit, according to our scale.
Yeah.
So, all right.
A must play in Game Pass.
Yeah, must play. It's in Game Pass. $5 if you want to buy it. It's also on Steam. It is not playable on a Steam Deck, though. They need to fix that. They don't have Steam Deck controls and stuff. They need to get that corrected. But if you do have like a mobile device you played on your Kishi or something, you know, it's awesome. Awesome on that. Yeah. I do feel like they also need to add mobile controls to this. All you do is fucking float around and move around. It'd be so easy to add mobile controls to this game.
I think they do have the touch controls.
Ooh, do they?
I think that was one of the recent updates. Like when they added the content, I think they added touch controls.
Nice. Okay, right on. Well, everybody, there's only one less thing to do here on this episode of FSP, and that is hey, everybody, this is Tidbits, the segment on a fun speculation podcast where we look ahead at the games releasing this week, and we're going to take a look at the trailers and give our thoughts. Maybe there'll be some surprises here and some games that we didn't know about. This is your chance to find out about a game you didn't know was coming out, maybe pique your interest, or we can ooh and ah over the trailers that we know we are excited about. I can already tell there's a few games in here that I don't know what the hell they are. So that's it. Tony always loves Tidbits. I love your enthusiasm for Tidbits, Tony. It's amazing. All right, so we got I'm gonna start with this trailer here. Let me bring this up. I didn't come prepared, so bear with me. I gotta share my screen. Here we go. All right, so this first game is called The Days of Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the Jesus game?
The Jesus game?
No, I don't.
Oh.
No, this one is a...
Okay, no.
God, I was afraid I lost you.
Don't let his forked tongue poison your mind.
What the hell did you give me to drink? You want to poison me?
This looks great. Oh, what is that? It's getting interesting. Is this a Christmas horror movie? I mean,
Yeah.
game? Not movie. That was a really bad trailer. I'm just gonna say, I mean, the game could be cool, but I think that was a really bad trailer. I didn't get anything from that except I liked the Christmas tree at the end. I still don't know what it is.
I think it's like murder mystery haunted house kind of game.
It's coming to PS5 on Tuesday, so that's tomorrow, and it is $17.99. Everybody, And good luck knowing what it is because that trailer told us absolutely nothing. I couldn't even hear what they were saying. You know what? I need to turn up this, I think. Here we go. Oh, hey, this is Xbox 2. That's not what I... Did you send me a Xbox 2 link? No.
I hope not.
Maybe.
The next one should be Sable.
I don't know how that happened.
Uh-oh.
No, here we go. You're good. Sable. Yeah, Sable, a lot of us have already played Sable, but it is hitting PS5 on the 29th for $25. This is a good game.
Yeah.
Tiddly Woodleys. Have either of y'all beat this? No.
Never played it.
I played the demo for it, and it was pretty solid. It was a pretty good game. Just so much to play. I never spent a lot of time in it.
For about I was like either 5 or 6 hours into it, and then I got into some other game. I can't remember if that was when I first got into Insurgency or something else.
Right. Is this in Game Pass? I think it was. I don't know if it still is.
I think it left Game Pass a couple of weeks ago, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably the Game Pass deal expired. Now they're going multi-platform release and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Sable. This next game looks pretty cool, actually. I've seen trailers for this, and I feel like there's this whole new genre that's spawned.
Yeah, that just went out of Game Pass last month.
This is Soccer Story.
Now, this one, since it's a PC clip, audio might be a little bit loud.
Okay. I'll turn it down. This is PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, Switch, and PC. So it's coming out on everything.
I guess these are the same people that did Golf Story.
I think so. This is multi-plat, and I don't know how much it is though, because I think it could be.
Yeah, it didn't have a price listing.
Yeah,
I'm thinking this is going to be less than like 30.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a $29.99 kind of.
Yeah,
but since it's
30.
pre-order only or download for Game Pass, no prices were listed yet.
That is very intriguing to me. Is it in Game Pass, Fuzz?
I think this one comes to Game Pass because I remember seeing this one is supposed to be the same day as Insurgency.
Yeah, this game looks really cool to me. I might like it. I don't know. We'll see.
On the Switch, it's $20 on sale for $17. So
okay,
Soccer Story.
All right, so this is the Night Witch, and this is releasing on PS4. This is releasing on everything also. Cards, Fuzzy, it's your enemy. Run, there's cards in the game. This looks pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But this looks fucking hard.
The Night Witch.
This looks like a fun game that's hard. That's Team 17 always has some cool stuff. Shout out to Team 17. All right, the next one. There might be some fans of this series here. Front Mission, a first remake coming out on the Switch. So this is that Front Mission series, the mech series, I believe, right?
Yep.
It's a remake of the first game. What's up, Beer Baron? How's it going? Wow, what a trailer. Love it.
First mission or front mission 2.
Yeah. Talk about
Yeah, there wasn't really anything that showed too much detail of the game, unfortunately.
no problem. You didn't make the trailer, Fuzzy. You just shared it. So man, I've noticed sometimes when we do tidbits, you can really I'm starting to really appreciate trailers more, like the effort that some people put into making good trailers for their games. Because some of them just suck ass, and like some of them feel like, you know, I don't make really good videos, and I feel like I could make better trailers than some of these trailers that are out there. It's absolutely insane, some of the trailers that we see.
Yeah.
Like who did they hire to do it, you know? This is Gundam Evolution, coming out on PlayStation consoles and all Xbox consoles.
It's a free-to-play game, I believe.
Yeah, it is free to play. I wonder if Steele's gonna be all into this.
Is this the one he played the beta of and he said he didn't like it?
I don't know, maybe.
Or no, that may have been the Chibi Gundam game or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, the gameplay kind of looks like ass to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
The Gundams look cool.
Yeah.
Gundam Evolution. Yeah, so that's the thing. All right, we got let's see here. Next up we got oh shit.
Gundam
Warhammer
Evolution Season 2.
Yeah. Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide coming out on PC.
Really loud.
I know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry.
It's all right. This should be coming to Xbox right now, but the console versions got delayed. This will be in Game Pass day one when it hits Xbox. Is it on PC Game Pass day one?
Oh, yeah, it's on PC Game Pass day one, I believe.
So you can get it on PC Game Pass, and when it hits consoles eventually, which they have not revealed a new console release date yet, it will hit Game Pass as well. This game does look awesome. It looks absolutely fucking great. You can make heads pop with your fist in telekinesis. Pretty sick. All right, so that's Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide. I saw a lot of people streaming that last week. I don't know if they got like early streamer codes or what.
Back to Gundam.
Yeah, I keep accidentally going back to Gundam. Oh, you got static again, Fuzz.
Yeah. Sorry. Next one is Inscription.
Inscription. So this is coming out on the 1st of December.
Here from X. What?
It's $20. I remember seeing trailers for this.
Oh, yeah, I do too now. Another card game, so I don't give a shit.
Says the man addicted to Marvel Snap.
Yeah, I know.
This
is
like
no Marvel Snap.
This looks twisted though, like dark. Yeah, and this is releasing on the Switch. I feel like this already came out on other devices.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came to the consoles and stuff like a couple of months ago.
Right. Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution. Coming out on the Quest and PSVR.
People have the audacity to question me.
Will not be playable on PSVR 2.
But it has the PlayStation VR 2 logo at the top.
Does it? Okay, I guess it will be.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's why is it? Is this PSVR 2 game or PSVR 1 game?
They would put a PlayStation VR 2 game before the VR comes out.
Well, like, I don't know, man, because like, didn't they say like PSVR games aren't gonna be playable on PSVR 2, or they're gonna have to
Unless if
buy
it's-
2 different versions of the game?
They're probably gonna have to buy 2 different versions.
Oh, okay.
When death was swallowing this city
Or is it just the Quest version that's coming out?
resurrected it. It was I who shined as a beacon
I don't know,
of
man.
hope for all. The tower cries out for blood, and I vow to spill it.
What
Yeah,
is
the
it?
whole
$40.
PSVR thing is just weird to me.
When
Yeah,
the
I don't get
bells
it.
ring, the song they sing will be righteous.
Retribution.
Welcome home, tourist.
All right, next up is Midnight Suns. I gotta mute this one. Fuzzy says.
Yeah, I think it's got a Metallica song for their theme song. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it that new Metallica song?
Yeah.
One that just came out. Right on. Yeah, this is one I was telling you that I'm probably, I don't know, I'm torn equally between this and Need for Speed Unbound as my most excited games for this week.
Hmm.
Really pumped for this.
Have you got your squad kind of picked out who you want to play?
No, I got to play the game to really get a feel for how I like the characters and what their abilities are and stuff, you know. I'm looking forward to evolving them, you know, because
Yeah, I was thinking Magic, Ghost Rider, Iron Man, and I guess your hero you have to make would be your fourth.
yeah, I know Wolverine will be in there for sure. I want them to have like characters come out later for this.
Yeah, they've already announced that with the season 1 they're adding Deadpool, Storm, Morbius, and Venom.
Yeah, Gambit will be like my primary guy if he ever comes out, but he always gets shat on. People always forget about him. He doesn't appear in any games or anything. So. Yeah, this is gonna be sick. They have had so many badass CG trailers. I really want to watch this again with the Metallica song playing in the background. Yeah, so you do make your own character in this too. I think that's her, right?
Yeah, you're called the Hunter. You can make
Yeah.
it a dude or a chick, whatever.
Right.
You can customize them.
So introducing a new Marvel character, the Hunter. Wolverine looks so sick with the gold. Looks awesome. Iron Man looks
You
fucking
got I think you
sick.
got to pre-order the most expensive edition to get that suit though.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. I didn't do that. Midnight Suns. That launches on the 2nd. And it is $70 unless you're a lucky PC player. You get $10 off. Because we console gamers get fucked.
Oh, if you sign up for the newsletter, you get an exclusive Blade outfit.
Ooh, get that newsletter, everybody. Ooh. God, the game looks so cool. All right, I'm excited for it. Next up, we got another one. And Fuzzy says, I have to mute this one too. We're getting into the big games now, all coming out the same day.
They can afford a budget of music, so you gotta mute it.
This one actually has ASP or ASAP Rocky's song. So it's basically, I guess it's going to be the
A$AP
video
Rocky,
game's theme
yeah.
song.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's A$AP Rocky's like main character in it, and
Yeah.
I think that I don't really care about any of that. I do like the art style of the game.
Oh yeah.
That's what's throwing me off. Like all that weird, like where it puts out like wings and stuff on like the side of your car when you're driving. Like all that's just like
You can turn that
sounds
off though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like there's all the stuff is like customizable. Like you unlock new stuff you can equip or turn. But there's a default like basic smoke and stuff like that you have to have. But other than that, you can turn all those effects off or change them.
it just like every time I see it, it like pulls me out of the game. I'm like, what the is going on? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that from a few people. I'm intrigued
I just like
with
the
how
fact that it has like almost photorealism to it with that
Yeah.
extra, animation to it. And
It's-
then the fact that the characters are kind of like anime characters is kind of cool.
I've seen some of the images of some of the cars and the customization in this game is absolutely out of this world. I am really looking forward to it. It's giving me that Need for Speed Underground vibes of like car culture a little bit with the tuner aspect that I'm really can get behind, and also the street racing. And that is a big online component to this. I will say they've admitted that launching the online mode is not got all the features that they want to be there. They're going to add after post launch a lot of stuff that they wanted to be there at launch. But it does have like free roam with like parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to do like competitive racing at some point. They're talking about adding pink slip racing and all these different things to it. You're going to be able to like make wager races and all this kind of crazy stuff. There's like in-game currency that you can use for all that. It sounds honestly like similar to some of the stuff that they've been doing with 2K, like the basketball game with their whole online like things, because you can wager there and do matches that way. It's interesting what they're doing, man. I think that they're going big for this Need for Speed, trying to re-grab that like audience, and for the brand. So I'm curious about it, dude. This is the most important Need for Speed game in a long time, because they got in that run of like.
I feel like it's actually putting Need for Speed back on the map, whereas like the past like 5 years, I didn't even know Need for Speed game came out.
Exactly. We had like Heat, or you had like the Run, or like Payback. I mean, a lot of these is fucking forgettable. You had the Need for Speed game that was just called Need for Speed recently, and like they had the real people in the game, like for like the
entire Xbox One generation of Need for Speed was just like a blur. I didn't even know there was a Need for Speed game in that generation.
The racing genre took a huge hit last generation, period. Though, I mean, besides, with the exception of a few notables like the Forza series, obviously, Motorsport and Horizon, and you had like Drive Club came out and that kind of flopped. Gran Turismo Sport was the only Gran Turismo last generation, and it was like whatever.
Then it was like only a partial game.
Yeah, the glorified demo, pretty much, right? Then you had Need for Speed really shit the bed the entire generation last gen. I mean, there was like games like Onrush that came out late in the generation. That was kind of a surprise, but it didn't have a huge audience.
No.
Racing genre is back this generation. I think we're gonna see a resurgence. So
definitely between this and Solar Crown, hopefully early next year. Those are going to be the two big ones, I think, at least to start this off. And then Forza will be for the track racing, and then there's bound to be a Forza
35 times, and it's just now coming out.
Resident Evil Village.
It's only the first 38 seconds of this trailer. It's like Nintendo doesn't really care about the whole Resident Evil trilogy and updates and whatnot, or the expansion.
Right on. So this is the
cloud version of Resident Evil,
right?
Village
it's launching. Okay. Yeah. The Winter's expansion is launching on the Switch. Got it.
Yeah, the Winter expansion is it, but that's basically all of that trailer that pertains to it, because for whatever reason they decided not to put a trailer out for it.
I added one game last minute that Caitlin might like. I don't know if you saw that.
Okay, I'll throw it in there after. Another big one though. You're excited about this, Jasper? It's despite maybe some controversy right now.
Mute.
Mute this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget what song it had. It has another licensed song in it too.
Right on. Yeah, it's fun disputing copyright claims on YouTube. I fucking Gungrave Gore. I keep having to mute clips from that fucking game when I streamed it last week. I could just say screw it and just delete the VOD, but the graphics in this still look so good.
Yeah.
Is that the actress? The girl? Was that the actress from The Boys?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they have
her.
like their actors are like the characters or whatever.
Okay, that's cool. She was also
Because
in Bullet
I think
Train.
the main dude is I don't know his fucking name, but he's been in some movies or some shit.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, it's very recognizable.
Yeah, they went big budget on this without necessarily being that big of a studio between the actors they use and just I think all the graphics and whatnot they put into this. I think they went all out, but
yeah. So this is the Callisto Protocol, and it is launching on everything besides the Switch for $70 on the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
No, Callisto's 60, not 70, I think.
No, it's 70.
I thought 70.
I thought I looked at it today and the base version 60. Maybe
that's for the PS4, but
I guess it
PS4
could have been the
version.
Xbox One version or something I looked at, but
Yeah, I thought this one was 70 on Series X. I'm not sure though.
I'm pretty sure it's 70 on the series consoles and on the PS5. I haven't looked for the other ones, although when I wrote the price down, it was showing both PS4 and PS5 for $69. But I didn't even think that this was going to be on previous generation consoles, to be honest.
RWK says 40 on PC. Is that a joke? It's not 40 on PC. Right? This game is Castle Renovator, and it's coming out on Xbox. Xbox, PS5, and Switch. Is this one you think Kate might like, huh?
Yeah, she likes to do all those house flipper bullshit, so.
She can renovate a castle? Pretty much build a castle, it looks like. I don't know if she'll get into this, so she doesn't like medievally type things, she says.
Yeah.
Castle Renovator. Right on.
Interesting.
All right. Well, that's it for the games, according to Game Informer and Jasper and Fuzzy that are releasing this week. So obviously the huge standouts: Callisto Protocol, Midnight Suns, Need for Speed, Unbound. You had
Gundam Evolution.
There's obviously standouts for other people as well. Those are the ones for me. I also am intrigued by Soccer Story, and the Night Witch looks pretty cool. Warhammer Dark Tide, this could have been a huge week for me. Looking forward to that, but it's gonna have to wait, obviously, because it's not coming to console, and I don't want to play it on PC. So, what's the number one standout for you, Fuzz?
It's definitely Need for Speed Unbound, but Callisto Protocol is a very, very, very close second for me.
Right on. What about you,
Those are
Jasper?
big too.
The Last Days of Lazarus.
Oh my god, that was the worst trailer here. Last Days of Lazarus.
It's definitely Callisto Protocol and Midnight Suns.
Yeah, right on.
Nice.
Dark Zone says you got the new Need for Speed. Enjoy it. I wonder if I could actually, if I installed it, it'd probably be playable right now.
To be honest, I had to go look up what the first game was because I forgot what the first game was.
Yeah, that trailer was bad. There was a couple of bad trailers in this, but we got some good trailers too. The best trailers had no audio because they all had licensed music, so that's great. But yeah, everybody, I appreciate you all for watching. Again, thanks for sticking through the whole show here, and we had a blast. It was good to be back podcasting again for this week. We got more shows coming to you. PM in the PM is this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Pong Soul will be there. I will be there, and we have Colt Eastwood joining us on the show this week.
Nice.
So that'll be a fun one. So tune in to PM in the PM this week. Friday is Xbox Ultimate podcast at 10 p.m. Eastern. For right now, we're going later on Fridays. And so stay tuned for that. Gonna have a blast on Xbox Ultimate. We'll see if it goes as far left as it did last time, because that was a very interesting episode. I was actually listening to that back in the car. I was driving around today, and I was like, "Oh my god, I was dying." Just Pong and was like, when he was, "Oh, they're so smooth." Oh my god, that was fucking amazing. Psycho talking about the cocaine on a wiener. That
I was
great.
like the only one that was trying to keep it on track that week.
It's crazy. Insane. I recommend everybody go and watch Xbox Ultimate or listen to it on Spotify or whatever for the last episode that we had. It was absolutely bonkers. But everybody, we'll see you back Thursday, PM in the PM, or game streams, whatever you tune into the next couple of days. Appreciate you all. Have a good one and take it easy. Peace. Oh, wait, hold on. No, wait, hold on. We had outros. Shit, I'm sorry. I forgot about you guys. You did all the work by putting in all the trailers and all that stuff. And I almost forgot to ask everybody to subscribe to your channels and let everybody know where they can find you. So we'll start with Fuzz. Where can everybody find you, Fuzz?
Oh, just awesome being here with you guys and everybody in the chat checking us out. For anybody who wants to hear my endless rambles on anything gaming related, just follow me on Twitter, Mastodon, or Hive, I think it is now, and Instagram as well. You can also find me here on Xbox Ultimate later on Friday, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. this Friday coming up, and then the Shop Podcast on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Was that Arizona time, and then right back here on FSP 10 p.m. on Monday right here. See you there.
Right on, bro. Appreciate you as always, Fuzzy. Jasper, the man who brings our review scores down.
Only keeps them in check, so everything's
right
right
on.
10 out of 10.
Right on. That makes sense. Where can everybody find you, bro?
Lord Jasper on Twitter, Lord Master Jasper on YouTube, and it's FSPs Mondays 10 o'clock, and now Xbox Ultimate is Fridays at 10 o'clock, all Eastern time. Check that out. Friday's gonna be rough because we got 3 games coming out and we got a podcast. How are we gonna do all that? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's where I'm at.
You make a good point. But I'll be playing Need for Speed tomorrow. So the Midnight
You
Suns.
can't play Midnight Suns and Callisto early.
I'm not gonna buy Callisto Protocol day one. I'm not day one on that game. Like that game can wait for me. I don't get super into horror games anyway, and I don't know. I was waiting to get it on sale at some point down the line. But peace, everybody. Have a good one. Take it easy. Bye.
Later.